Alrighty. Doc from North America, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's happy to hump day. It's Wednesday. Wednesday. As you can see, the dollar index up there. Let's make that bigger. There we go. See the dollar index kind of hovering. It went up. It's been trying to climb up. We're not kind of, I guess we're stalled. Here we are just a couple of weeks to the end of the year. So we're kind of stalled and not going in any real solid direction. Let's take a look at it over on the older platform. And we see it up on J4X here. You can see the same thing with J4X. Right here, it's kind of like, you got a green, you got a red, you got a green. You can see the fast is breaking down on J4X at 65, what's that, 66? Is that 66? What is that? That is 65, basically 65.6. And the fast, then the slow is at 66.8. So we're just breaking underneath. You got a little green. It's like going nowhere. It's very confused. And there's not a lot of, as we like to say on the old trading floors, conviction. Not a lot of conviction. And then we go over and look at it on our beta platform. You can see right there. I think let's make that bigger. Right there. You can see is that plus? Nope. It's trying to break underneath the zero line. See the green line breaking the manifold. It's pressing down. There's a, let's see. Where's that mouse at? Right there. There we go. One of these mouses are going to do it. There it is. And so you see the weeklies even trying to perk up, which is a little surprising. Let's put it up on the. It's the second day of it trying to perk up. And let's put it up on the screen there. We're not really. We see the fast on the platform we're using now. And we're trying to graduate to the beta platform, but you can see here it's the daily lifting up, but the weekly just the fast has gotten through the zero line, just the fast. Whereas on beta, the fast has been through it for 3 weeks over there, 3 weeks, and that's why I guess we've been seeing this upwardly momentum even more. We're very happy with the beta in many ways. We're getting a more clearer direction. We'll just have to clean that up over time, and where you won't even be able to tell to a great extent that the beta is the old original. We'll get the bars changed and the colors. Right now we're just keeping it like this until we get all the mechanics internally running right. But you can see right there, that weekly is perking its head up. So we'll keep an eye on that, and maybe we'll start to see it over here where it starts out of nowhere. The green just all of a sudden starts to lift up and starts to go. We'll see. All right. That is the dollar index. Anybody have any questions out there about the dollar index, or what we think about the dollar index, or what we'd like to think about the dollar index? Yeah, I can make a joke out of it. I'm going to have a sip of my tea since I'm really tea orientated in the mornings, and it's at 7:35 a.m. here in the States. All right. From there, we'll march over to. Oh, I like to do too when I'm talking about the dollar. I like to look at the world markets at the same time and just tell you what I've been seeing for the last 24 hours. I've started thinking about that, making it much more clearer. We're seeing again more issues in Japan. We see the elections coming up in Taiwan. We've seen the great success down in Argentina, moving back to a healthy financial economy again. And trying to think where else we're seeing it. It seems like it's happening a lot in this world. So it's a good thing, when we see freer markets with free people, and less of this, government overreach or government control. So. Just happy about that, and bringing that to a fact of the LDP in Japan. I think they've lost another 4 ministers today of kickback payments and all that other stuff. So, again, that's why we've seen some really strange stuff on the charts, and that really has been we've seen how Japan and its currency have been really all over the place, 45-year highs. Stock market is trying to lift, but it can't even get up to its all-time high of 1993. So it's just another, kind of part of the whole adventure. And when we look at the dollar, obviously the dollar is the reason why we talk about the world and the way things are moving is because the dollar is like what the Swiss franc was many, many years ago. Where it was the go-to, where you knew you could park your money there and not worry about it. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, I guess it is. Either way you want to look at it. Right now we have the dollar. The dollar is the place to run to. They run towards the euro too at the same. There's the Robin. Let's see, Monsieur Robin, can you hear me or you cannot hear me on the webinar?
When I go to YouTube and search for you, I find a bazillion, but not for today.
Huh. Now I'm up there broadcasting.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah. So just.
Maybe you can send me the link
Yeah, I'll send it over right now.
and your what do you call it? It's not on the messenger thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Send it on that.
Okay.
Yeah, do that right now. It's coming right now.
All right.
All right. Bye bye. All right, that's the Robin. Robin was looking. They've been having problems with getting some things at times. Let's see. Here we go. Paste. There we are. All right. Now, from where did we leave off there? So yes, I mean money runs to the dollar. That seems to be. Yeah, I heard somebody describe it yesterday on one of the financial channels. We're the tallest of the midgets. That's what it comes down to. In other words, we try not to compliment ourselves. We just kind of. In other words, we just. We also think we're in the mess of it all. Also, but yeah, that's what it really comes down to. Is we're the tallest of all the midgets. It is funny how we try to make jokes about ourselves, America in particular. So anyway, money seems to be moving towards the dollar all the time for those reasons. We don't see, 90s or 80s. We're seeing, 10 somethings and 10 something else's. It's a situation where the dollar itself is very, very firm. Let's see, what else can we say about that? And so, but the other world reserve currency is really the euro. The euro is the second most active currency in the world after the dollar, and so it really does make a difference. And I'm sure that they're upset about it on some level and happy on others. It's very tough. Crazy stuff. So, when Dems heckle Dems. Oh my God. So, when we look at the euro, it's influenced by extra capital coming in from around the world because there's nowhere else to put money. Britain, like and Japan are the third and the fourth most actively traded currencies. So capital moves into their markets the same way. Actually, they refer to Japan as the $20 trillion carry trade in the financial world. They look at the way it's been used to borrow equity, basically. Keep the government over there running, I guess, smoother. Let's put it that way. All right, let's get over and take a look at the euro at this point. Let's see what the euro is up to. Let's put it up over here on J4X. And there's dollar-euro pairs trade right there. You see it's trying to lift up a little bit. Show it to you over here on right there. See, it's just down a little bit, but you can see the algorithms over here are above the zero line. We are now a third day in a buy, which is interesting. I could have sworn I put that line in there yesterday. There we are. And obviously you can see the weekly very comfortable. It's doing a little bounce even off and lifting back up again. We really didn't expect a lot of weakness out of the euro. Hey Robin, you're in. Yo, yo, yo. He's in. Hooray. And so then from the euro, we'll put it up on the beta. We'll put the euro futures contract up on the beta right there. Let's click over there to so you can see it. So you can see it. There it is right there. You see it's showing some life on the futures contract. And what's curious, I guess, out of it all is the futures contract is trying to get into the sell. Look at that. We'll see if it makes it throughout the whole week. I doubt it. But every time the beta does that stuff, I pay attention to it. You're in. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right. And so that is the euro. And that's the euro future. Now, where do we go from here? From here, we go over to the British pound. See what the British pound is up to. I saw, what did I see? I saw, there was talk of cutting rates. There's talk by the ECB, the European Central Bank, and the Exchequer in London. Both are talking about cutting rates very soon. They're very hungry to get those rates down because they've borrowed so much money and they really can't afford to keep on paying higher interest rates. The government's borrowed so much money and spent so much money over this 15-year period since 2008. And so now that interest rates have risen, it makes it very hard for them to pay. It's one thing when you borrow that money and you don't have to pay interest, or the interest is incredibly small. If not the opposite, you borrow the money and they pay you. In the European theater, or the European banking system, it got to a point where the governments borrowed money and people paid them to borrow money. So it was like a money-making scheme. I think I'll borrow some money, and who I borrow it from, they'll pay me to borrow it. Talk about just some of the most insane concepts ever to happen in modern times, Can you imagine? You, personally, as an individual, you go out and you go, I need to buy a car, and now I got to go borrow money to buy that car. Okay. But when I go and borrow that money, they're going to pay me for borrowing the money. So I don't have to pay any interest at all. Makes your car cheaper. So, what else can we say about any of that? We also, can see the same thing going on in the British pound. Let's go check out the British pound, and that would be over here. We'll put it up on the old platform first, right there. I'll put it up on J4X right here. And you can see there, this has been interesting. This thing has not wanted to let go since they topped out in here. And we're at somewhat of the lows at this point of these last couple weeks. Nothing major. But we're still in the weekly strength, that weekly buy. Ooh, what's this? What do we got here? Order accepted. Okay, dismissed. There we go. And so we've got, what do we got here? We got the, over on J4X, you can see the, the market moving down, for, what is that now? 3, this is the 7th day over there. And, was it over here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 6 out of 7 over here, on the old platform there. And then we go over to the beta. We'll see, because we watched the beta futures contracts on these two products in particular, the euro and the British pound. And then there is the beta. Let's put that up on the screen. And you can see there's the weekly holding firm. Same thing over here. The weekly is firm. And then back over to here, you can see the daily. It's been minus for a bunch of days. 3, 6, going on 8th day over here. So it went into the sell right there on the 4th, and it's been minus all the way out to even today. It's still minus. And you can see all these red dots. You know, there's what's that? There's 5 right there. There's 3 right there. That's 8 total. So the pressure on there has been really nice. Again, we're seeing some really good statistical averaging in the beta platform that says we can trust it as a trading tool. The only thing we need to adjust more than anything else is I think the weekly is getting adjusted, and also at the same time we're starting to get our data feed. Will be coming in through Dukascopy very soon. So, and then we'll really look at all the currencies. It'll be interesting. From there, let's see. That was cable. So from the cable, we march our way over to one of the most secure currencies in the world, and that is the Swiss franc. Right there. You see a couple days in the red. You see the fast algo, or in this case it's the stochastics. The fast stochastic is at 44.8, and the slow is at 59, so it's definitely screaming like it wants to go down, and that's what it looks like it's trying to do. We'll go over to here and put that up like so, and there it is right there. There's the Swiss, and it went down yesterday into a sell, closed in the sell yesterday. It's kind of flat now. Nothing real, no real action out of it. Let's put the little red line in there to remind you that it's below the 0. And oh, you know what, we should steal a green. I don't know where the green line got to, but it disappeared on us. Let's take this one. Put that there, and then we'll move it over again and put it in the spot it belongs. There it is. So I went into the buy right there, and it was a nice little lift, but we're in a weekly sell here for now. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. You know, and we're still, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any economic issues jumping out because of in Switzerland, and because of that, more than likely the currency will be very comfortable and very firm against the dollar. You know, it's not like last year at this time where they were having problems with Credit Suisse, and the Federal Reserve had to jump in and lend capital to straighten out the Credit Suisse situation so it didn't hurt anything particular. Stability is the measure of what the central banks want anymore. Stability. They don't want anybody to lose anything. They want everybody to be happy. All right, and there it is with the Swiss. And then, unfortunately, we don't have a Swiss for the... well, we could take a look at the inverse relationship one. See, the American futures contract on the Swiss is a dollar Swiss pair, not a Swiss... it's a Swiss dollar pair, not a dollar Swiss. So it's the reverse. But we can see how the action is in that futures contract and see what it's telling us. Now that'll be 6S right there. Let's see what that looks like. So in other words, when it's going, whereas in every, like on J4X, like right here, see how it's going up, it's going down on the futures contract because it's the reverse. So here it's the dollar Swiss pairs trade. In the United States, it's Swiss dollar pairs trade, reversed out. You can see here it's trying to get into a sell, which means we're not seeing that action on here. We're not seeing it try to go into a buy at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that one. That should be interesting. Alrighty, and then from there we go over to the diet, over to the Japanese dollar Japanese pairs trade, which, like I said, they have so much political turmoil going on over there that it kind of stalls things out. That's why we've seen a 45-year high no more than 3 weeks ago, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. We were at an all-time high, or a 45-year high. Let's put it that way, 45-year high. And you can see we've been in a weekly sell now here for going on a 4th week from up in here in the 150-ish area, 149 area. And we've worked our way down all the way to the 142 area at one point and came right back up. The landed at 40s, 44, 45 area. And we jumped into the daily buy yesterday. Let's put that cute little line. We'll steal this one right there. And you can see all the choppiness. Save. Yep. And, in other words, it gets into a buy, then rolls over, goes down because we're in a weekly sell, goes into a buy. We can't take it because we're in that weekly sell, and then smash the doodle. They knock it down again. And now they're trying to get into a buy. And we'll watch the weekly and see what that's doing. And at the same time, let's take a look at it on the let's see, J4X. Let's get it up on there. And that is dollar yen. Dollar yen. Right there. And at the same time, not only do you see it there like a triangle that's forming, and we go back further, we'll get a much better perspective. At least it's higher than that last low, So we can just move that over a little bit more for you, like that. You see it's, it's not, it hasn't taken out this low here. Well, actually, that's what they'd want. They would want the low to be there. And, it's come down, and boy, it did that slide when I guess people resigned, and then it popped right back up again. So money is paying attention to the politics over there. And it really has that jumbled up, And you can see here 3 days now on the buy. It's trying to lift. It's at 71.2 versus 54 and change. So the pressure seems to be, just every time that, well, the weekly is saying that it wants to, head back down. And it has. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure if it has any real strength to it. That's the problem. Now, let's just see. Now, this is the same thing as the Swiss, not like the euro and the British pound, and that is the beta. We're looking at the futures contract, and you can see here, you see all that spiking down right here. We get a spike up right there. So it's a reverse, because this is the yen-dollar pair trade, and over on J4X is the dollar-yen trade. So it's a little screwy like that, and there's 2 days in a buy. And you can see, we have 3, 4, 5, going on a 6th week in the product, a 6th week in basically a sell, I guess you could say, or buy, whatever you want to call it. And you can see here, pretty much that would be like there, then 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It really topped. It showed the top very well. It jumped into that weekly sell back in here. It looks like. What was that? That is the 13th. So let's find the 13th of November. And the 13th of November is right there. So we went into the weekly sell, or at least put it this way. It went into a weekly sell right there in the beta. So it caught that whole dance down. Let's see how it looked on there. I wouldn't be surprised if it did the same thing. What's that? 3, 6. I would expect J4X probably has 5 at least. Let's see if it has 5. If not 6, it'll probably have at least 5 on the weekly. As it calculating. And calculating. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to take a sip. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so what do we got there? 2, 3, 4. Okay, just 4. I would have thought it had been 5. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's go back to the daily. So that's matched up with our main platform of four reds, and you have here 4 weeks in the red actually right there too. All right, now from there we go to the great experiment. We talk about it every day. It's fun to watch. Well, in an intellectual way, it's fun to watch. I'm not happy about what the people in Turkey are going through. But I find it interesting to watch as a scientific experiment. All right, taking a vitamin C. Let's go to the Turkish lira. This is the Euro Turkish lira. Right there. Put it up over here. Right there. You see, in a buy for 3 days. I know I put that line in there. I swear, I gotta remember always to save them. Let's go save workspace. There we are. And you see daily there, and over here you got 2 days going on. You can see the fast is at 56.7 and the slow is at 42, so it's showing that buying pressure coming in on the product. I guess that's a pairs trade of Euro Turkish lira, so it's showing you the strength of the Turkish lira or weakness of the Turkish lira against the euro. In this case here, it's obviously been, when it's going up, it's losing money against the euro. When it's going down, where you saw all those reds for like, what was that, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, it was gaining against the euro. All that red, that's what that meant. The Turkish lira was gaining. And you can see here, it's the weekly right there, and it has no interest whatsoever. Let's see if we can tighten that up. There it is. We've been in a weekly buy in this poor thing since mid-September, down in the 28, 29 area, and the thing has found its way up into the 32s. So that's not too bad. Let's put it this way: I'd be very happy to see the Turkish currency level off in a 2 or 3 point range for the next couple of years, back and forth, until they get their economic policy adjusted, smoothed out, organized, modified and perfected. There's the concept that they've been working with has seen the product go from 1.5 to 32. So obviously they're having some issues about getting that currency functioning right. No one can deal with that type of inflation for too long. Look what happened to Argentina. They finally woke up to the fact and got rid of the socialist policies. All right. So from there, we go over to the brick. The number 1 brick in the world, and that is the South African rand, right there. And it's kind of like at a, 5-week high, basically, moving up into the 5-week high area. Let's put it up over on J4X. Yes, right there it is. Trading at 9. Jesus, the thing wants to go into the 20s. And when we see this type of momentum going on the upside like that, we always assume gold is heading down. So let's take a peek at the gold market right there. And there's gold. And gold has been going down now for about a week and a half or 8 days or so after that wild spike. That's the China story, where China and 4 other central banks spent in the month of November over $350 billion on equities, and I believe that included gold. So that was that last hurrah spike, and now I wouldn't really think of it as a sell-off. I just look at it as like a digestion, or it's when you eat a large meal and then you need to stop. You have some glass of water and you wait for a while and let it kind of work its way through the system. I think that's the same thing we're seeing now. Is we're seeing the gold market digesting from all that buying. When you see over on J4X, And we can shrink that down a little bit more even. You see from J4X back here in the middle of November, only found ways to go from 18 to almost, in this case here, where are we at today? I just saw it. Let me go back over here. We're at 1908, so we've moved up a full handle on the products. Normally that's the way currencies move. Not like the Turkish lira where it just leaps around, from 29 to like 32 out of nowhere. Yeah, and so this momentum on the upside of the product tells us a couple of things. One, obviously, they still are having their issues with the president of their country. And two is that, the metals complex is not really following it that consistently like it used to. So there's domestic issues that are having great influence over the metals market. And so we'll go now and look at the metals market. And there's gold, as you saw. Oh, let me put that up on there again. I was getting ready to take a sip of my tea. I'll calm down here a little bit. Let's put it up there again. There is the gold. It's been moving down. And that's interesting too, because it went from an all-time high territory of the 21. What was that? 2173 basically. 2172.8. So 2173 down to 1996. So it was at 4.72, $176 down. That's a pretty nice drop, in a very short period of time. Most of it was done in just 2 days, and then it took a couple more days and dropped another $50 there. So now let's take a look at. Oh, and let's take a look at that also on J4X. Not J4X. We can look at it J4X too. Let's put it up on J4X. Gold. Right here somewhere. There it is. There's gold. We're going to put it up on beta also at the same time. Right there. And so there it is on beta. See that weakness for days. And you see it's trying to climb back into the weekly sell again. It's hesitated. Went into a weekly sell, then climbed into a buy for about 3 weeks. Went into a sell. Looked like it was 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it perked back up again on the following Tuesday. So we thought on Friday when we saw second minus one, we thought something was going on. Obviously there was. You can see this wild spike thing going on. It told us that there was going to be some brutal selling, and they did. They took it down almost, what's that, $177 over a couple day period. You can see here the daily's been in that long sell now for like 8 days, and you can see it over here. The weekly is flirting with the weekly sell, and there it is on J4X. There's 4 days. And then, what was that? That's another 4, is it? No, 3, 5, 7 days down. And you can see that the fast stochastic's at 9.3, and the slow is at 8.7. So it's trying to make a little bounce up. It's trying. There's no doubt about that. All right, now from gold, we will slide over to. Where will we slide over to? Let's move this out of the way. Oh, no, it's all right. We can do that like that. There we go. And from gold, we'll go over to silver. There's silver there. Silver's been leaking the same way, except for the weekly. Fell into a sell last week. We'll show it to you right there. And now it's trying to turn back up again. Put it over here. On J4X, you can see that same situation. And we'll try it over here on the beta. Mr. Beta. Hello, Mr. Beta. Hello. Hello. Hello, Mr. Beta. There it is. You see days and days and days and days. You can see it here. What's that? 3 is yeah. There's 3. If we widen it helps. 3, And 5 to the box here, 5, and then another 3 is 8. 8 days in a sell. And same situation over here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then over on the beta, we've got, what do we got here? We've got 3. We got 6. We got 8. They're all doing it. And what's interesting is you can see here, today's Wednesday, so this is only a day behind the weekly signal is. So it closed last week in a buy after a week in a sell, and now it's back into the buy again. And so it's, went into the sell from that big spike thing where they panicked and finished off their buying for November. And it was like they're painting the tape. It reminds me of the old painting of the tape. In this case here, window dressing, painting the tape, it's basically the same thing. Yep, we always had little ditties, just little colloquialisms we would call things. And so there's the silver. And so from the silver, we'll go over to the copper, which is in many ways we always think of that we're looking at the economic interest of China. So let's put copper up there. And so right there's copper on J4X. Let's see what it looks like on the beta. HG. HG, where are you? NG. Not there. HG. HE. That's hogs. Let's see if we can find. It's NQ. Why don't I see copper? I know we have copper. And it's small too. It's not capital letter. There it is, right there. HG. There we go. And you can see, it's was in a buy for a couple days. It's trying to push back into that sell there. The weekly has been in a buy for 6 weeks. Let's put it up over here, like so. And put it up on the screen there, like so. You can see here it's only went into a buy and then failed. No, it didn't even go into buy because it had a red and a green. And so it's been straight in that sell. And the weekly, has been in a buy for, I don't know, was that 5 weeks? And over on beta, and what do we got here? We got copper here doing that in and out too. 3 days down and 2 days up and 2 days down, bouncing all over the place. China is definitely, it's not $5 copper anymore. Let's put it that way. It's, in China. Matter of fact, I saw this morning, I didn't think it was that important, but I'll bring it up since we're looking at copper. They said that they were looking for a stimulus of about 5% in China, and there's talk that it'll be like 4.5%, and then they started talking about the GDP. So, when you have a fixed currency, those statistics don't really mean a lot, since the government can basically say, okay, this is what your currency unit is worth. And so, unfortunately, they don't have a floating currency. It's locked to the dollar. So there's not much, insight to the fundamentals in China. All right. So from there, we zip to, let's put platinum up on there. Where's platinum? I just saw it too. There's platinum on the beta. We don't have platinum for, what do you call it, J4X. And I will show you the platinum on, which is showing strength today again, I believe. Let me just cancel that for a second and try it. What is that? That's the 11th. This is the 12th. Today's what, the 13th, right? So we need to go like that. And you can see there it was 3 days on the beta. There we are. And it's trying to flirt with the weakness also, just like you can see right there where it's just dropping underneath at the moment. Is it underneath? Yeah, it's underneath. Minus 0.3332926. And you can see the weekly is dipping down. Went into a sell a couple weeks ago and then went right back into the buy. And then we had, that move up at the same time like that. And now over on the old platform right there, you can see same situation. It's trying to roll over. We got a green dot and there's like some pressure going on. Let's put that line in there like that. And the weekly is leaping up, and it went into the weekly sell last week in the thing. So, I mean, that's the and then when we look at the beta again, since right there, you see that's the weekly going ziggy-zagging in the opposite direction of what we're seeing on the old platform. It's really choppy, and I guess the bigger question is which one seems to be more accurate over the last 3 weeks. So we can take a peek at that and get a flavor of which one has been more accurate, the beta or the old platform. So we see here, it's been breaking down, and you can see here it went into the sell right there, so it matches up to the breaking down. Then all of a sudden, at the end of last week, it jumps into a weekly buy right here. And at the same time, that is Monday. So it was in a sell all week long, and now Monday it's turned into a daily buy right there, and it ran. Oh no, wait, that's last Friday actually. So it went into the buy last Friday, and with that weekly buy right there. Then we can see over here that same action. We were in the buy all the way out to the low here, and then now closed in a weekly sell, and now it's lifting up. So I trust the beta more than I trust the old platform. That's the thing. The beta seems to be the more accurate of the two. So we'll just get these things straightened out, tightened up, and we're going to have some fun going into next year. I can tell you that. All right. Now, from there, we go over to the Canadian dollar, and we start looking at the energy sector. Dollar CAD right there. You can see the dollar CAD has been sideways down, well, bounced a little bit, which is usually bullish for oil, but this whole long drop is usually very, very bullish for oil. Let's just show you. We'll throw the let's put the Brent up there. We could do this. We'll put there's crude oil, West Texas, right there on the beta. Let's show you that. And it's been, with that long slide, normally this thing wouldn't be in weekly sells. It should be in weekly buys. But it's been doing the same thing. It's been going downhill, which is very curious. Then over here, on the platform we use at the moment, it's been pretty much the same. Let's show you. It's been doing that long glide down. Another sell there, which was a nice winner chicken dinner. And then, get into the buy here and then rolled right over. But you wouldn't want to be long it because why, traders, again? We're in a weekly sell. We're in a weekly sell. Ho, 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 ho. We're in a weekly sell. And so, you don't fight that battle. You got these two want to be working together. If they're not working together, we don't want them. Unless you're trading binaries, things like that where you won't get stopped out. So, like 2-month binaries, having some time. Be your friend. All right, so from there we go over to the beta again, and let's take a look at Brent. And we're going to put it up on J4X too at the same time. There's Brent, and over here we're going to go find Brent. Brent. There is the Brent right there. It doesn't seem to want to update on that. That's kind of curious. All right, so we go and do the shorthand. So it's the BZ equals F thing. BZ equals F right there. And there's the Brent. See, it updates that. And so you can see, it's broken below the $75 area. You see it there, 73.69. Pressure is down, making another low in there today. The fast is at 29.1 and the slow is at 30.5. So the pressure is still on the downside. Over here you can see on the beta, We've been in a, like I said, a weekly sell forever and ever and ever. And you can see the daily has been was a bunch of days on the downside. A little pop here and right back into the sell there and for today. And actually, in many aspects of it, the contract is is a little bit higher than yesterday's close. So you can see a little attempt at the moment. Like, ooh, make the oil cheap. I don't know how you. Is our economy slowing? You really got to wonder. Is our economy slowing that much? What is it? Breaking news source: Hunter Biden expected to testify today. Oh, okay. And so, is it breaking down because of a slow economy? Is it breaking down? So, in other words, people are just not buying as much fuel, or is it breaking down because there's more inventory out there and we don't know it? In other words, everybody's trying to sell oil and talk like they're not going to raise, reduce, production. I don't know. It's a very nebulous universe, the oil market. That's why it has its own type of volatility. It's not like when you're looking at stock index, volatility or individual stock volatility. It is. It is. It's like individual stock volatility. So in other words, the action in the oil market is so. How do you say this? It's so independent of the rest of the marketplace. It takes its own path. And oil volatility doesn't always represent anything else. Matter of fact, I think we have oil volatility on here. It was updating at one time. I'm not sure what happened to it. Let's see if we can see if it's working now. Oil volatility. Where's it at? We'll find it in a second. It didn't want to do it last time we tried looking at it. And if it doesn't, we're going to go to another source and find it. We won't have our math on it, so it's OVX. There it is. So that's oil volatility. And so I think that's oil volatility. Yeah, that would make sense. Probably in the 40s. Yes, definitely. It's oil volatility. It's not NASDAQ volatility. Yeah, there it is. Oil volatility has been coming down. The product, volatility was up in the 45 area, 46, something like that. And you can see it's been slowly finding ways to go down. A little spike here or there. Overall, the volatility has been dropping since the first week of November. And when we go and look at oil, the first week of November, we were in the $83 area in West Texas Intermediate. And when we go over to Brent, the first week of November was, let's see, where is that? First week of November. It's like Brent was trading in the, I guess it's like right there. First week in November, it was trading in the $85 area, and now we're in the $73 area. So volatility has backed off, in a very sloppy way. There's no doubt. Look at that. The daily sell, the volatility was in the daily sell for I think that's a plus. Is that a plus? Yeah, that's a plus. So it was in a negative for 5 days, then went plus one day, then went back into a negative for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 days now. So it's been in a minus. Our volatility, our algorithm has been telling us that it wants to go down. And we did. We see it spike down in here into the 35 area from the 40. What was that high there? The high there is 49 almost, 48 and 3/4. So it's moved down 14 points. That's interesting. All right. From there, we take a look at Nat Gas. Natty Gas. January oil, Natty Gas. we go. And let's put it in. There's natural gas on the old. Oh, okay, you couldn't see that. Let's put it in here. We'll show it to you there. There's that. There's natural gas. Let's put it up on J4X. Right there. So you see the two of them. 232.8. In this case here, it's 220, 232.5 at 233.3 or something like that. So basically, it's under. It's $2.33 in the United States for a cubic yard of natural gas. You can see it's been in a daily sell from here. It's been in a long weekly sell from the 350-ish, 340-ish area there. Same situation on J4X. It's been down, down, down. We're at 18.1 and 19, basically 19.1, 18.2 and 19 half, I guess you could say, 19.046. So pressure has been steady on this product. And then what we do is from there, we go over to, we could do this too, let's put nat gas on the beta. Where's the beta? NG, non-government, yes, NG. And Q, we'll find that NG. It's in here somewhere. NG. Let's put it on the beta. There it is right there. And you'll see this on the beta platform. Right in there. Long glide down, lots of sells. Weekly sells going on 8 weeks now. Lots of pressure. Then from there we go over to the energy company in Spain right there. And it's been in a buy. Even when they took it down a half a point one day, it's found a way of parking itself right on the 28 area. Let's put it up over here on J4X. As Janos likes to say, my favorite stock. Indeed. It does trade, follows the math really well, I can say that much. You see it there. It's $27.96 offer. $27.93 bid, basically. So the stock is almost at that $28 area again. It just does not give up. It doesn't give up. And you can see right here, the buy. And the daily's been buy. So went into the buy basically here and dipped a little bit and then right back into the buy. And it's been a winner, chicken dinner. So. All right, that is the nat gas look. So from there, what else do we look at? We've looked at the energy company in Spain. We've looked at the oils. We're going to close it out with looking at the stock indices. It's been a quiet day. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. First, let's take a look at the intraday. You can see it here backing off a little bit. Nothing major. Oh, you can't see nothing. You don't see nothing. Nothing. You can see like here, right there, it's been really dead waiting for Mr. Powell to speak. Look at that since yesterday afternoon. Since basically New York close time. There was New York close right there. And it climbed up into it in the evening session. It started trading again and has gone nowhere but sideways, ups and downs, very tight range. Let's take a look at the futures contract right there. Let's do this too. Let's close that. Close. And we're going to open up the grains. Let's open them up so we can follow that. And at the same time, let's go check out. There we are. There is the S&P 500 right there, playing with, highs, and highs, yearly highs. And same thing with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, playing with highs, and highs. Yes, indeed, right there. And daily buys, weekly buys, and then the NQs, the most productive index of them all this year. There it is right there. Nope, that's not it. Right there. The NQs doing the same thing at high highs. and weekly buys and all that other stuff. All good stuff. And then let's go check out what the Russell 2000 did yesterday. It was very strong in the morning. I'm sure it finished off that way. They made new highs, that's for sure. They broke the 1900 area and then fell back down. And you can see right there, it's just kind of steady and waiting for Mr. Powell. All right, traders, we are out of here. This is Doc from North America saying happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.